Imagine Ethiopian troops, battle-hardened peacekeepers from Africa's Horn, stepping into Gaza's chaos right on Egypt's doorstep. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio just made the ask to Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, contribute forces to Trump's post-war Gaza security plan. But here's the shocker that could rewrite the Middle East map. What if this flips Egypt's decade-long proxy war against Ethiopia? Stick around, because by the end, you'll see how Addis turns Cairo's game upside down. Flash to last week in Addis Ababa. Rubio, fresh on the State Department beat, urges Abiy, send troops to stabilize Gaza amid U.S. recruitment struggles. The Times of Israel reports Rubio stressing a clear mandate first, no vague missions. Ethiopia mulls it, eyeing its elite Kagnew legacy. But will Abiy say yes, thrusting Ethiopian boots into Egypt's backyard? The Ethiopian premier hasn't committed yet, per Ethiopia Observer, but history screams yes. Ethiopia sent over 100,000 troops to UN missions worldwide. No other African nation matches that firepower for peace. Now picture this force next to Sinai. But what forged these warriors? Rewind to 1950. Korean War erupts. UN calls. Emperor Haile Selassie answers. Kagnew Battalion deploys. 3 rotations, 12,000 Ethiopians. They fight 253 brutal engagements against Chinese forces. 0 prisoners of war taken, unique in UN history. The only unit walking free at armistice. How did underdogs crush superpowers? Discipline. Bayonet charges, no retreat ethos. U.S. generals hailed them lions of the battlefield. Critics? None. Ethiopia's zero-casualty reputation launched its global peacekeeping star. But did this Korean glory echo in Africa? Could Ethiopian peacekeepers' tactics tame Gaza? Your thoughts? Drop in comments. Fast forward. Congo crisis, 1960s. Chaos reigns. Rebels, mercenaries. Ethiopians' brigade drops in, tips the scales for UN victory. They secure Katanga, ends secession. Rwanda, 1994. Genocide horrors. Ethiopians shield survivors, train peacekeepers. What magic turned bloodbaths to stability? Leadership under fire. In Sierra Leone, Ethiopians routed RUF rebels, freed hostages. Ivory Coast, Angola, Burundi, same story. Ethiopia stabilizes, others falter. Today, 7,000 troops in Somalia's Amisom battling al-Shabaab. South Sudan UN mission holding ceasefires. Pan-Africa Institute data, Ethiopia tops the contributors list with flying colors. Impressive, right? Let us know below. Ethiopia's peace resume, world-class or overhyped? Enter Egypt. GERD dam dispute boils, Nile waters at stake. Cairo doesn't build bridges, it funds fractures. In Somalia, Egypt arms anti-Ethiopia factions post-Somaliland port deal. In Sudan, backing chaos amid Ethiopia border watches. Eritrea, Djibouti summits, proxy pacts to encircle Addis per critical threats analysis. Is Egypt's red line rhetoric hiding preparations for invasion? The conversation details it. Egypt-Ethiopia feud fuels Horn proxy wars. Cairo destabilizes neighbors for leverage. Somalia bases, Sudan militias. Ethiopia builds peace. Korean no surrenders, Congo liberations, Somalia shields. Selfless giant versus selfish schemer. But Gaza? Egypt's soft underbelly. Sinai militants, Rafah crossing. How does Ethiopian steel change that? Rubio's pitch. Gaza needs neutral stabilizers post-Hamas. U.S. struggles for troops. Ethiopia fits. proven, disciplined, non-Arab. Deploy near Rafah. Ethiopia eyes Egypt's moves, blocks arms flows. Cairo panics. Its unconditional red line on Gaza troops crumbles. Spectators call it Egypt's illusion of control shattered. What if Ethiopian presence checks Egypt's horn meddling forever? Tables turn. Ethiopia in Gaza mirrors Egypt's Somalia plays, but for peace. Abiy gains leverage. Support our dam or face our Sinai shadow. Geopolitical chess. Addis's bishop pins Cairo's king. US wins too. Rubio gets a neutral and reliable force. History proves Ethiopia. Peace architect. No conquests, just ceasefires. Neighbors stabilized. Sudan talks hosted. Eritrea dialogues opened. But Egypt's counter? Endless red lines, proxy bleed. Ethiopia's 70-year record. Gaza tests it. Will Kagnew spirit halt Hamas remnants? One dilemma remains. From Korean hills to Gaza sands, Ethiopia's arc bends toward light. Egypt's toward endless night. So, does Rubio's ask turn tables on Egypt's proxy empire? Yes, Ethiopia's Gaza move encircles Cairo's chaos, honors its peace throne. From zero Korean POWs to zero horn surrenders, Africa's lion roars global. What happens next? Abiy's yes? Egypt's freakout? Predict in comments. Like, subscribe to True Frame for horn exclusives and more.